Boley, Oklahoma is one of the better known of the 13 remaining Oklahoma black frontier towns, home each year to one of the longest running black rodeos in the country. But there is much more to Boley than just the rodeo. And Jason Doyle joins us now to tell us all about that. Jason.
Rich, the people of Boley say there's something about their town that makes them proud and wanted to do well. And even those who haven't lived in the Okfuskee County city in a while can't help but want to come back and celebrate the rodeo and Boley's history.
You can't count to 5?
It's the Saturday before Memorial Day, and a few friendly rounds of dominoes are playing out in Boley's hardware store.
Okay, that took me out. All right then.
They're biding their time until the big parade, which leads to the historic Boley Rodeo later that evening.
See, with us, we kind of have a laid-back life, not boring.
That's the owner of the hardware store, Dr. Frances Shelton, who is also Boley's mayor.
Everything happens in Boley. It's just like any other town, just on a smaller scale.
She says the Boley Rodeo and Parade is like a homecoming to many.
Well, it brings family home, and there's excitement in the air. When you hear every day, you kind of get used to the calmness that comes with the city, and so this is an opportunity to get the excitement of people coming home. Events happening at the rodeo and rodeo ground and downtown. So, yeah, I love it.
The mayor is right. Kenny Shavers is here from Kansas City to celebrate his great-grandfather, Marshal W.R. Shaver, who was killed in the line of duty in 1905.
Yeah, we came in Friday night. We come down every year. We do I clean off my ancestors' graves, and we celebrate this day because I come every year because of my great-grandfather, you know, W.R. Shaver. If ever you look it up on the internet, it's the Great Gunfight of Boley, Oklahoma.
All right.
And it'll show how he was killed in active duty. And back then, there wasn't too many black United States Marshals.
The highway leading into Boley was renamed for Marshal Shaver, who protected early life in Boley. So what was that early life like in Boley?
Well, I wasn't here, but I've been told that it was pretty good. I know I look like maybe I was here in 1903, but I wasn't.
Boley historian Henrietta Holloway Hicks says the town came into existence in 1903 and was officially incorporated in 1905.
The town was built here on 160 acres owned by Abigail Barnett. Abigail Barnett was about a 12-year-old young woman. Her father was a freedman, so consequently they had received allotment. They got the acreage. I don't know about the mule because I didn't hear about that.
The Fort Smith and Western Rail made Boley a stop along the way to Guthrie.
They tell us that it had to stop every 6 miles for water. You know, it's a steam engine, so it had to stop every 6 miles. So the most recent stop for us was every 6 miles, Okemah, Castle, and then this spot in the road here.
During those early years, it was cotton which fueled Boley's economy.
The slowdown came when cotton no longer was king. Cotton was the active crop that the farmers grew, and they took care of all of the children that they had. Acres and acres of cotton was planted and utilized. And when we got into doing the cotton became king all over the world. So the overproduction of cotton caused a part of the downfall of Boley.
While how many people were in the area when Boley was founded is unknown, by the time statehood rolled around in 1907, Boley boasted a population of 824 people. By the 1910 census, Boley grew to more than 1,300 residents, which was the highest population recorded for the town. And as the town grew, so did the people's desire to modernize their town.
We have here the electric company. It's the first black-owned and operated electric company in the United States of America in Boley, Oklahoma.
C.J. Harris calls himself the Boley Pioneer. He's inspired by an Oklahoma history report he researched and focused on Boley.
And when I had to actually research Boley, Oklahoma, I was shocked at what those people who started with nothing made the wealthiest African-American town in the world. And I mean, they just had grit that would not quit.
We had everything here. I keep telling you that you have in big cities. I say that over and over so people will understand. If you name it, we had it. And as I said a while ago, all of this was done. We had a brick plant. The black man owned it. He made the brick. We had, as I said, the gins. They were operated by the black folk. They owned them. We had electricity. We had our own electrical system, and they made that themselves. We didn't have PSO back then.
At its low point in 1980, the population of Boley dwindled to 423 residents, but since then has grown back to just short of 1,100 according to the 2020 census. While cotton and the railroad are faded memories from Boley's history, the black cowboy is not. Jacksonville, Florida-based Norman Studios made a couple of movies about life in Boley as a black cowboy, like The Crimson Skull. The studio also shot a film in Boley called The Bulldogger. It was Bill Pickett's first time to be cast in a film, and bulldogging cowboys are still featured at the Boley Rodeo today. The current incarnation of the Boley Rodeo started in 1961.
Well, Boley Rodeo is one of the longest running historical black rodeos there is, and black cowboys compete all over the world now. It used to be they couldn't go to the PRCA. They couldn't go and run these other big circuits that were out there. So Boley was on their calendar. They were going to come to Boley and compete because Boley was one of the places that drew the real big crowds that everybody came to see. If you were somebody competing in rodeo, you were going to come to Boley.
Willie Williams Jr. has taken over as coordinator for the annual Boley Rodeo.
Like Miss Cooksey says, it's a lot of work getting everything together, but the chamber for the city of Boley is a great organization to come in and work for. That you get their support 100%.
One of the previous coordinators for the Boley Rodeo was also a champion barrel racer.
I come from a rodeo family, and with that, there was also cattle that my dad owned, that we ran cattle in Boley.
Rita Cooksey is giving back to Boley by bringing a rodeo camp to teach younger people the finer points of roping and riding.
I also rodeoed in the 80s really heavy, all over the United States. I had my own rodeo camps. Actually, we brought the rodeo camp back to Boley, and we're going to have various people coming in for the camp.
Even though she's traveled all over to compete, Cooksey says Boley always brought her back.
You're not going to miss Boley Rodeo. Boley Rodeo is deep in my heart. It's the #1 rodeo and still is in the United States. It's a black rodeo and has the longest longevity. Nobody else is going to beat Boley.
Wait a minute. Where's Frankie?
Williams agrees. There's just something about the Boley Rodeo.
So to come to Boley as a black athlete and a rodeo athlete, you come to where things grew and where they grew from.
One more, but it's holding y'all.
I'm looking forward to people coming and leaving some of that money here that they make. And then also those who are here and have open doors and make sales to increase that ability to make extra money that wouldn't ordinarily be made.
Interestingly enough, there seems to be a boomerang effect Boley has on some people. For instance, Mayor Shelton actually came back to Boley after a successful career.
Retired and came home because I wanted to be involved in what was happening within the community.
So even if someone leaves the town of Boley, they still belong.
I think that's what really helps is that pride, that sense of community that was instilled in the citizens of Boley over the past 100 years, 120 years since 1903. They still have that sense of belonging, that sense of community, and they appreciate that no matter where they go when they leave the town of Boley. And they always, sometimes they just want to give back, just find a way that they can give back. And that's what is really keeping us going today.
And the town's leaders feel the future is a bright one in Boley.
The most important thing, I think, is the sense of community, the sense of belonging, the sense of knowing your neighbor, knowing your townspeople, knowing who you can go to if you need to have something done. And I think you'll find some of the most friendliest people in the world here in Boley.
The next stop in our tour of Oklahoma's Black Frontier towns is Taft, Oklahoma. My colleague Taylor Jackson will bring us that story next month.